Hey everyone, Mr. Jeffersonian here. And if you haven't heard about Anchor, let me explain. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. First off, it's free, and who doesn't like that? There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So the call to action is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, has resigned his post in absolute disgrace. So Cuomo had become embroiled in a lot of sexual harassment allegations, and it's just been one thing after another. The report released recently in the investigation on this issue was very negative, and so Cuomo has resigned. Now, back at the start of the pandemic, Cuomo was praised as some type of hero, and again, New York had literally the worst possible response to this, and there were very quickly up to about 40-something thousand deaths, and I mean, it was just a disaster. So I'm going to read an excerpt from MSN. I think this came to them by way of Daily Beast, and hey, kudos to MSN because they praised him very early on, but now that he's fallen out of grace, they have excoriated this man. So I'm going to read to you just an excerpt here from this article. It says, "The unceremonious exit marked an incredible reversal of reputation and fortune for the governor, once viewed as a potential presidential contender and candidate for the Biden cabinet. During the worst of the global health crisis, Cuomo took his longtime posture as a tough, take-charge leader to a national audience with daily presentations on the novel coronavirus's progress in the worst-hit state and the worst-hit nation." Small quibble there. We don't have a nation. Again, we have a federal republic, a union of states. Thousands of frightened Americans from far-flung states tuned in to the broadcast, and viewers and pundits alike declared themselves, air quotes, Cuomo-sexuals. And actually, I think it was Trevor Noah. I found that very disturbing when I heard that term. I mean, that really did just not sit well with me. All right, back to the article. But the fawning affection the third-term Democrat received glossed over his earlier downplaying of the pandemic's severity, his intervention to prevent an early lockdown in disease-racked New York City, and his March 2020 order that nursing homes accept COVID-19 patients from hospitals. Experts agree these actions probably cost lives. No shit. You have a situation where this virus from the start has been extremely deadly for people aged roughly 70 and older. And yeah, he was forcing New York nursing homes to accept people who had tested positive. And yes, it was a disaster because if this thing gets into an older population, it has shown itself to be a grim reaper for that particular demographic. So if anything, I think Cuomo honestly should have been charged with mass murder because he was directly responsible for that policy. And then back to the article, it says, it also overlooked how Cuomo had spent years building his reputation and power by terrorizing staff, reporters, and other politicians. Cuomo's behavior haunted him when reports surfaced that his administration had undercounted COVID-19 deaths in senior residences after issuing his order last year. In the face of federal probes and continuing leaks about his team's efforts to conceal the extent of devastation in nursing homes, a state lawmaker claimed the governor had called and threatened to destroy him. The claim by Queens Democrat Ron Kim uncorked a torrent of negative national publicity for the governor, as report after report surfaced about his bullying habits and toxic work culture. But arguably what failed the powerful governor was a series of sexual harassment allegations from former female aides. On February 24th, Lindsey Boylan, who had referred more vaguely to impropriety from Cuomo in the past, asserted that the governor had made numerous inappropriate comments to and about her and had kissed her on the lips while she served as an assistant on economic development matters. Cuomo denied the accusations, but more soon followed. Charlotte Bennett, a 25-year-old staffer for pandemic issues, came forward alleging the governor had propositioned her for sex and made comments and inquiries about her sexual history. And so, long story short, he faced about a dozen of these, and this is what's going to be his undoing. Now, again, I think more accurately, he should have been charged for mass murder because of his executive order, which made the nursing homes accept all the COVID-19 positive or the coronavirus positive people last year. But at this case, or at this point in the game, we have to take our victories where we can get them. So, hey, again, kudos. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And so this is just going to be a quick touch point for today to let you guys know how I'm feeling about this. I would love to know what y'all think, so hit me up on MeWe and let's discuss this. Do you think he was convicted for the right thing? Do you think this is just a mob getting its revenge? Tell me what you think. Cuomo certainly seems to think he is a victim of cancel culture. That's actually how he's portraying himself right now. So, again, tell me what y'all think. Thanks again for tuning in.